And I'd like to welcome you all to our brand new advanced training for today, Apps for Hobbies. January is National Hobbies Month, so you may learn about a new hobby you may want to take advantage of, okay? The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being, information design for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and any apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners, or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see me, hear me, or see the screen, please let me know in the chat. I would appreciate that. Let's make sure to keep our TVs and cell phones silenced to give ourselves and others the most immersive experience. And as always, take notes and screenshots so you can review the information for later on if you would like. But again, this session will also be posted on our YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out as well if you'd like to review. Okay, so today, keeping it simple, we're going to be learning all about hobbies, some information you may not be aware of, some apps for hobbies, and our overview and discussion. So what hobbies are you most interested in? And of course, some other questions as well. So first up, all about hobbies. So I have some videos for you guys. So this one is so interesting. Like, why do we have hobbies? Like, what is a hobby? Where did they come from? Like the actual word. So I hope you all enjoy and learn something new.
From the early 1400s until the 19th century, the word hobby was mostly a descriptor for a pony or small horse. But in the wake of the Industrial Revolution, the diminutive word had taken on a new life as a term used to describe a recreational activity performed outside of your normal work hours. And today, whether it's running marathons, baking Instagram-worthy cakes, or collecting rare, weird stuff, it seems like everybody has a productive hobby. And they're getting so productive that leisure time is quickly leaking back into our productive hours in the forms of side hustles, hobby competitions, and the gig economy. But why and when did we develop non-compensatory skills outside of our usual 9 to 5? AKA things we do for fun, but not for money, but we still work actively at getting better at. And did you know that the origin of the hobby as a practice stems from the 19th century rise of middle-class culture and efforts by this burgeoning conservative middle class to keep people productive and away from more decadent and frivolous off-the-clock pursuits? So let's just skip over the tiny horse part of hobbies history and get right into the way we use it today. Industrialization across Europe and the US in the 18th and 19th centuries brought work largely out of the home or the local sphere and into larger cities and factories. As a result, labor became something that was commodified by hours spent at work, which were increasingly sold by poor and working class laborers to wealthy business owners. But although the emergence of more industrial labor brought a sharper divide between work life and home life than, say, agriculture did, where folks often lived on the farms where they worked, work and leisure weren't as sharply separated as you'd think. In his book, Hobbies, Leisure and the Culture of Work in America, historian Stephen M. Gelber notes that in the early days, hobbies in the US developed as a category of socially valued leisure activity in the 19th century because they bridged the worlds of work and home. According to Gelber, hobbies brought the values of maximized productivity from the external workplace into the home for women and allowed men who worked outside of the home to create a business-like space. He also notes that while hobbies offered relief from the old grindstone, they also occupied a space tied to productive leisure. So instead of coming home to kick off your shoes and eat a bunch of snacks before taking a nap, you were expected to put your hands to use in some fun but also constructive way. Gelber states that for the middle-class worker, this created a process of disguised affirmation, where you still feel rewarded and happy for not working / taking it easy, but you're also unconsciously mirroring the kind of productivity you experience and are rewarded for at work. So you learn to play an instrument, or whittle, or knit, although if I learned to whittle, I would have 0 fingers left. But you don't just bang away aimlessly at the keys or hack into a piece of wood or knit endless ribbons of material with no aim in sight. You start off shaky, but over time you build strength behind the skill, pushing yourself to play harder music, make bigger wood projects, or make 3 sets of baby clothing for your best friend before she gives birth. And all of a sudden you have a workplace level skill that you do for fun, but don't get paid for. Hobbies! But hobbies' popularity in the 19th century was also divided by class and gender. Gelber notes that both working class and middle class men could be encouraged to have hobbies because their lives were equally structured outside of the home by the work week. However, for the emerging group of middle class women in the United States in the 19th century, hobbies were a distinctive pastime that was separate from the kind of work they were expected to do in the home and a sign of crafting. So instead of sewing in the home to repair your family's worn out items or threadbare stockings, perhaps a middle class woman could now take time to do things like complicated needlework, which is pretty but not always attached to a practical use. And while both men and women who develop hobbies are often interested in perfecting their crafts, trades, and collections, it only remains a hobby if you are uninterested in profiting from it as your main source of income. So you may be able to make world-class wooden canoes, but you can't think of selling them as your primary livelihood because then it becomes a job. So essentially you're Ron Swanson. And hobbies could also continue to enforce the ideologies of the workplace on off-the-clock workers because it unconsciously enforces a stricter code of conduct than if all those 19th century folks were left to their own devices and vices. So instead of sleeping all day, eating a bunch of food, getting drunk, or gambling, you can figure out how to stuff a ship into a bottle, which would honestly drive me to drink because I'm pretty impatient. But hobbies can also show a sign of conspicuous leisure, especially if it's something you share with others. For example, women abolitionists in the late 1820s and 1830s organized fancy fairs where they could make, display, and sell their handicrafts for charity. And by the 1880s, middle-class women had returned to the traditions established by fancy fairs to display intricate needlework by decayed gentlewomen or upper-class ladies without money, with the less fancy and more humble work still going to charity donations or fundraising bazaars. So when did we make the shift from hobby to hustle? Because whether you know someone selling their handiwork on Etsy or entering their pastime into a competition with a cash prize, it seems like the hobbies of the past are becoming even less about leisure every day. Well, that brings our timeline lurching forward into the early 20th century. In 1908, a New England mill implemented a weekend in order to accommodate Jewish workers who observed the Sabbath on Saturdays. While the workers often made up their hours on Sundays, this sometimes offended the Christian majority who considered Sunday their holy day. As a result, the mill gave the workers both days off, and other factories and mills began to follow suit, and thus the institutionalized weekend was born. The part of the calendar, not the singer. Now, when the Great Depression set in by 1929 and continued through the 1930s, the weekend suddenly became a solution for employers who were looking to shorten the work week to save money in the face of economic disaster. And suddenly all of those handicrafts and hobbies that you learned for fun became a bit more essential. So people's recreational pursuits like intense baking, building, sewing, crafting, pickling vegetables started making ends meet between uncertain paychecks. In that way, the hobby actually served as ample preparation for economic downturns because they already functioned as pseudo-work. And in the mid-20th century, hobbies actually turned into big business for stores that catered to hobbyists. Think train building kits, specialty albums to store all of your rare baseball cards in, and magazines full of sewing patterns. So the connection between structured leisure and the workplace grew even stronger, since some folks made their livings selling hobbies. And the persistent idea of hobbies as a form of self-sustenance continued even after the Depression and into the 1950s and 1960s. But after the latter half of the 20th century, hobbies took on a slight bite to become more competitive, eliminating the illusion of leisure almost altogether. Now, we all probably see a million posts from our friends who used to be casual joggers, but now regularly compete in half marathons, or a person who you vaguely knew liked to bake, who now has tens of thousands of social media followers admiring their artful geometric pies. I mean, even people who started off vlogging for fun on YouTube are quickly finding ways to cash in on their formerly recreational pursuits. Think about Ninja, who's been recently making headlines for revealing that he makes $500,000 a month from playing Fortnite and streaming it on Twitch and YouTube. And according to an article in The Guardian by Richard Godwin, this desire to turn hobby into hustle could stem from a couple of impulses. The first is that we're often presented with the fabled hobbies of the super wealthy and successful people we aim to emulate. So if we hear that a notable CEO runs 8 marathons a year and made $1 billion, we automatically connect this no days off attitude with her thirst for success. The second is a desire to to find meaning and purpose in our lives through increased human perfectionism. So it's not just okay to make kind of misshapen, ugly cookies that taste great and everyone in your family enjoys. Suddenly your ugly Butterface cookies are out and you're watching 2 hours of YouTube tutorials trying to figure out how to do a mirror glaze on a 4-year-old's birthday cake. And the last reason is that we now have the tools and technology to quantify our progress in various hobbies, which brings out the iron person in all of us. So your smartwatch can track the number of steps you take, how many squats you took, and your resting heart rate. You can make blogs and videos about your progress in a video game, or keep a public Instagram tracking your evolution as a jean jacket bedazzler. And the ability to track makes the progress you make feel more concrete and satisfying, especially since you can compare it with others. So the 21st century hobby is marked by technology, tracking progress, and innate competition as people look to improve and also to find meaning in their lives outside of their 9 to 5. So, what do you think? Anything to add to how hobbies have always been tied to work? Have any links or social media handles to cite tracking the progress of your own personal passion that you want to share with your fellow originauts and me? Drop all of that info down below so I can creep around on your cool pages. And if you like Origin of Everything, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Follow us on.
Well, thank you guys for watching that video. Again, I thought it was very, very interesting. Any thoughts, any new things that you learned from the video? Anything that's struck out to you? I think it was just interesting to see the differences between men and women and hobbies, in the historical time period they were talking about. I thought that was very interesting, and how, hobbies, the differences between hobbies and jobs, and just how hobbies can kind of help us, really. Any thoughts or comments on the video before we move on? You can raise your hand. You can also unmute yourself as well and just share a quick fact or something that you gained from this video. All right, thank you, Gracie, so much for sharing. What did you like from the video?
I learned one thing, how we got weekends off.
Yes.
I was wondering why they chose those days, but now I see.
Right, for us to explore things outside of our work, which is literally like a hobby.
And I didn't know that many, that it really, men took that greater interest in hobbies. In the earlier days, I guess they did, because now most of them don't.
It was more
That's playing golf or something like that.
Yeah, but back then the videos share that the men typically did hobbies that were more aligned with their work, so it was more related, and the women kind of did hobbies that were not necessarily as related, but just other things that they did. So it was just interesting to see that in the video. Thank you so much for sharing, Gracie. I really appreciate it. All right, so moving on to our next video. I think this is also a very interesting video, and why having a hobby is so important now than ever. This video is about 2, 3, 4-ish years old, so I think it's also very pertinent for today. So again, I hope you enjoy and learn something new.
I want to teach on the importance of a hobby all the time, but really now in this wacky time that we live in, where uncertainty rules the day. Why is a hobby so important? Why do I want to teach on this for just a couple of minutes? Because I think many of us fail to see the value in the purposeful distraction. In other words, a hobby. Ken, I got 3 kids. I'm working 2 jobs. I can't afford a hobby. Well, let's look at hobby as a intentional distraction that allows you to step out of all of those roles for a small amount of time, consistently, and refresh your head and your heart. That's essentially what we're talking about. Your creativity, which all of us have and all of us need, gets revived when we put ourselves in a place where we're not bearing down all the time, but we're just having fun and enjoying something, whether it be cooking or working on a car, building some furniture. I don't know what it is, but just a distraction. You know, we get this call all the time. Ken, is this hobby level passion or is it profession level? And we walk through that. And I will tell, I've told many people, listen, I don't think this thing over here is the professional play, but I think it's the personal hobby play, and it's both and. You can go over here and do something you love, and it helps fund not just your family and all of your needs, but it helps fund this hobby, which keeps you healthy, keeps you really healthy. I saw a quote recently that said, hobbies don't just take our mind off of our stressors, it'll help us meet our work and life challenges. So let's just spread this out a little bit. This isn't just about making you better in your work. How about better in your marriage, better in your parenting, when you've got some sort of release and distraction that is a healthy hobby? So it's everything from playing golf to playing poker to cards to bingo. I don't care what it is. I can keep going, you know, and again, working on a car, you know, a hobby that, you know what, I'm going to go work on cars for single moms. Not getting paid for it, but it's a nice distraction, and I see some tremendous value. So it's not always fun, but it is fun, right? It doesn't have to be this wee activity. Just be something that's really, really important to you, that gives you such a valuable distraction. So embrace the hobby. Embrace it. Because it's going to make you well-rounded. Emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically. Hey, you know what? Specific exercise is a hobby. It'll really refresh you, allow you to recreate yourself. You know, when you break down the word recreation, it really is to recreate yourself. And so the idea of taking your mind off of work and then focusing on something that you really enjoy refreshes your brain. I'm looking through the glass right now, and Michael Reddish, a longtime friend who's a coworker, teammate, is standing out there, and the guy really understands this. Recreation, recreating, does a lot of this for our company. Creates all these events here, you know, and it really takes the mind off of the grind and the work, and he really models that. So that's really fun. I love that.
Wow, again, I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. I shared some tidbits from it in the chat. Hobbies are intentional distractions that refresh your head and heart. Never thought of a hobby like that. Hobbies can also, again, help you become more well-rounded emotionally, mentally, and maybe even physically. So, of course, if you're learning something new for the first time, it's going to help you out with those things too. But if it's something that you love and you enjoy, it's really a reset, as they said. So, any hands? Do you agree with what he shared in that video about having a hobby? Do you think it's really important to have a hobby right now? All right. Okay, Gracie, thanks so much for sharing.
For me, it is because it's therapy for me. When I go and work on my projects, yeah, it's like therapy.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely is. I really appreciate that, Gracie. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right, Miss Dorothy, do you agree with the what he shared in the video? Any comments?
Yes, I do. I have several hobbies. I like sewing, and I find that when I'm sewing and making things or try to fix things, it takes my mind off of everything else because you have to really pay attention to that. And I love puzzles, and I find that when I sit down with a puzzle, it's just me and the puzzle, and it takes my mind off of all the other things that surround me that I might be thinking about. So having a hobby is really very worthwhile having.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Miss Dorothy. Really appreciate it. All right. Thanks so much, you guys, for lowering your hands. Really appreciate it. Um, And thanks so much for joining. Do you agree with what was shared in the video? Do you think having a hobby is important?
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do crafts and I sew and even reading books or
Mm-hmm.
working puzzles take the stress away from all the clutter that's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like looking at TV, but in the last week or so, I want to cut the TV off and listen to some music, and there's too
Yeah.
much craziness going on. And
Yeah, and we don't want to look at that for our mental
I don't want
health.
to go to
So
sleep with all that running through my head at night.
no one should watch TV like that at night right before they sleep. That's not a good thing for your
No,
mental.
no,
So
no, no. That's not right
yeah.
now. That is really a bad idea.
So
But
everything in moderation.
yes. But you even working with plants, you
Oh
nurture the
yeah.
plants, and when it gets warmer, you'll be able to even though I can't do a lot of the gardening, but somebody can one of my church members um last summer came and helped me do a few things, and
Yeah.
Gracie turned me on to the grow bags, which means
Uh,
that I can do stuff in the grow bags.
yeah,
uh
and you see, hobbies helps you become more together. It's
yeah,
you can
you
involve
know,
someone else, and you can help someone and teach someone something, and you can be taught something, and as well. So it brings you together. So I love that you're sharing that.
yeah, and you can talk about what we're growing and
Hmm.
go back and forth, and share things. And if you grow a lot, you can share with somebody else. So
Yes, I love that. So important. Socially, humans are social creatures. So I love everything that you're saying, and I really appreciate you sharing today.
okay, thank you,
Thank
and
you
you have
so
a good
much.
day.
Yeah, no, talk to you soon. Love to hear more from you, and thank you so
Okay,
much.
bye bye.
As everyone, thank you so much for your comments. Hey Yvonne, do you agree with the video? Do you think having a hobby is important?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And like Anne, I'm also a gardener. I love cultivating plants, and I have a friend who sends me seeds. And so
Oh,
I enjoy, absolutely. I planted some seeds that will overwinter. So in the spring, I'm expecting some
oh,
beautiful plants.
I know that's right. I'm so happy. I know I'll see some pictures in the chat. No.
Oh, I will, most definitely. But I downloaded the classic bridge app because I'm a
Oh
bridge
yeah,
player.
games, cards. Yeah, lovely hobbies.
Absolutely. So I did download the app, but
Hmm.
there's a way to play online by having someone send you the link, and then
Of
four
course.
people will gather online to play bridge.
Uh-huh.
And bridge is such a relaxing, for me, it's very relaxing while at the same time being very challenging.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
yes, you have to remember how to bid your hand
Hmm.
and play defensively as well as offensively. And there are conventions that you have to adhere to. So it really tests your mind. And as
Yes.
someone said, it's therapeutic for your brain. So I certainly enjoy the game of bridge. It's very similar to bid whist, but it has more. It's much more complicated.
Oh yeah, hobbies, you got to use your mind, your soul, as long as you're having fun and it's healthy, of course, which it is, and you're exercising your brain and just positivity, then yes, that's what life is all about. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
yes, no, I really love all the comments you guys just shared. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I see your chat, and I mean everyone should be into gardening, in my opinion. I mean, that's how we ate, and eat, fresh fruits and veggies. If we didn't have any grocery stores or, things of that nature, we'd still be farming and cultivating ourselves. So I think everyone should at least know or learn, including myself, how to garden or make food for yourself. And you know? So, yes, I think everyone should try many things once that they like, you know, so you can become a more well-rounded individual. So, having hobbies, many different hobbies, can really help you out in your daily life. So, thank you guys so much. Next up is two videos from the same creator, some interesting hobbies that you can take advantage of. So, here are just some suggestions. So, the first one is 6 outdoor hobbies for seniors. Hope you enjoy.
Outdoor hobbies. Outdoor hobbies keep seniors active and engaged while connecting with nature, exercising, and enjoying the fresh air. They have both mental and physical health benefits because they help reduce stress, improve your mood, and increase physical. Fishing. Fishing provides relaxation, stress reduction, and activity while enjoying the outdoors. Just grab a fishing rod and bait and head to one of the top local fishing spots. Be sure to dress appropriately and have necessary safety gear such as life jackets and flotation devices. Bird feeding. Bird feeding encourages older adults to get outside and observe the beauty of nature. You just need some birdseed and a bird feeder or two. Metal detecting. Metal detecting gets seniors outside and provides a sense of accomplishment and mental stimulation. You'll need to purchase a metal detector and research local areas suitable for metal detecting. Safety gear such as long-sleeve clothing, gloves, and protective eyewear are suggested. Nature photography. Nature photography gets seniors moving, provides mental stimulation, and forms an appreciation for nature. You'll need a camera or a smartphone with a camera at a minimum. Advanced hobbyists will want to research the types of cameras and lenses to maximize their results. Cycling. The low-impact nature of cycling means that seniors can ride at their own pace and intensity level. Cycling is also affordable. You only need a bike and a helmet. Start with a used one to save money. Three-wheeled bikes that offer better stability are another option. Astronomy. Astronomy is an excellent hobby for seniors because it encourages them to stay active, explore nature, and learn about the universe. To get started, seniors will need a telescope, star charts, or a pair of binoculars.
Again, I love that video. I just wrote down some of the things that he encouraged or mentioned, put that in the chat for you guys. But I think all 6 of these, your iPad or your device, your cell phone can definitely help out with these different ones. So fishing, you can, you know, search on Amazon for the perfect rod, or Google, like some fishing tips as well. Bird feeding, you can look up where certain birds are that you like in DC, etc. Metal detectors, I've never done that, so that sounds even interesting for myself. That sounds like a lot of fun. Nature photography, you know, you guys have beautiful cameras on our devices, so you can really take a beautiful picture of nature. Cycling, astronomy. I love astronomy myself, and there are many different apps where you can explore the world and planets and space. So these can be indoor or even outdoor activities or hobbies. So I hope you were inspired today by one of these. The next video is 5 inexpensive hobbies that you can also take advantage of. I hope you learned something new and enjoy.
Inexpensive hobbies. Unfortunately, some older people face financial constraints requiring them to find an affordable hobby. But fortunately, there are a variety of inexpensive hobbies to keep them active and engaged without breaking the bank. Cooking and baking. Cooking and baking are both great fun and cost-effective. Seniors can experiment with different cuisines, get creative, and even reduce food bills if they eat out frequently. Knitting and crocheting. Knitting and crocheting are relaxing hobbies that you can do anywhere. Knitting and crocheting supplies are affordable and often available at discount and dollar stores. To cut costs, look up free patterns online and purchase supplies at their local craft store or thrift store. Writing. Writing allows you to express yourself, record memories of your daily life, and share interesting stories with others. All you need to get started is pen and paper. Birdwatching. Birdwatching is relaxing, educational, and inexpensive because it requires no special equipment or tools. You can get started with just a pair of binoculars and a birding guide. You can even birdwatch from your favorite chair through a window if mobility is a concern. Hiking and nature walks. Hiking or taking a nature walk offers both physical and mental benefits, but is still an inexpensive hobby for seniors to start. Just a good pair of shoes or boots and appropriate clothing for your climate is all you need. Research and find trails that are suitable for your fitness level and ability.
Again, more suggestions on some hobbies that you guys can take advantage of. I love cooking and baking. You know, there's a lot of science and math involved, etc. Knitting and crocheting, writing, hiking and nature walks. I mean, you know, the options are limitless. If you find something that you like, it can really help you out in your daily lives. So again, we have fishing, bird feeding, metal detecting, photography, cycling, astronomy, cooking and baking, knitting and crocheting, writing and hiking and nature walks. So again, so many different options. And here are some just additional ones as well. If you like computer games, you know, we have our iPads, so we love our games on our iPads. Skateboarding to those that dare. I'm not much of a skateboarder myself, but I love riding scooters and occasionally I like biking. So it's a fun. Arts and crafts. You can make scarves, you know, with that knitting and crocheting. You can write poems, make puzzles, draw pictures, do puzzles, jigsaws, many different options. There's different sports, you know, like ping pong or billiards. Those are some of my favorites that I've played, or foosball. I really love playing foosball as a kid and now. Canoeing, any water sports that you guys like, or even any land ones like basketball or any of those different ones that you like to take advantage of. There are many different options. And here are some other ones too. So things like sewing, reading, dominoes, bowling, if you like dancing. There are just so many different hobbies. So you may already do some of these, and you may have not realized it was a hobby, or I hope you were inspired today by these different hobbies. Also traveling as well. I have not traveled outside of the United States myself, but one day, so maybe that could become your hobby. Definitely on holidays or special occasions to travel to a new place in the world. Okay, so again, these are some different hobbies that you can take advantage of. I did see we had a hand, but any hobbies that you're interested in from the list here. So traveling, other hobbies, sewing, reading, dominoes, ping pong, sports, arts and crafts, interests, and some of the hobbies in the videos. Any of those that seem interesting to you? You can raise your hand, and we'd love to hear your thoughts before our apps for today. Any hobbies here that pique your interest? You can raise your hand. Yeah, thank you, Geraldine. Which one of these
Hi.
are you interested in?
Well, I never thought about writing as a hobby, but that would be a good hobby. You can write essays, you can write about your life, or write about anything. Just to pick up a pen and write. And another thing, bird watching. Bird watching from your window. Never thought about that. I thought you'd have to be outside. So that
Mm,
uh-huh. So
mm.
that would be a good hobby. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that, Geraldine. Yes, you could use your iPad to write. You can do pen and paper. You can write
Yeah.
an essay, a book, a poem, just some sentences, or just
Uh,
whatever's on your mind. Journaling, and you know, the
yeah.
bird watching. You can learn about birds, and like what parts of DC have certain birds that you like, or you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yes, the smallest thing that you may think is small, but is actually a hobby. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's my comment.
I really appreciate that, Geraldine. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, and before our apps today is Gracie. Thanks so much for sharing. And
Yeah,
which of these do pique your interest?
I always wanted to do metal detecting.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
I
go
see
to
it on
the
on
beach,
the cartoons
go
all
to
the
the beach
time.
or somewhere with a metal detector, or on a hiking path, where a lot of people
Uh-huh.
tread. I would like to go on that one day.
Oh, that sounds so fun. Again, I see it in cartoons all the time, and you know, you could find certain special things, or
Hmm.
you know, I'm just thinking out loud, like you know, when folks, you know, pick up trash, and
Right.
help clean the environment. You can literally detect like hidden, like, I don't know, cans or something. You
Yeah.
can really just go about it any way you like, which is what
Mhm.
all hobbies are all about, making it
Right.
to you. So
Yeah. That's
uh,
something I have on my agenda if I ever get a chance
yeah,
to do that.
yeah. Try to Amazon a metal detector and see what comes up. I've never done that, so just do some
Mhm.
research and see what comes up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Gracie. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hmm.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Thomas, I got you since we haven't heard from you today. Any of these hobbies that pique your interest from some of the things that we gone over?
The only hobby that I have is trying to propagate new plants in the garden.
And I love that hobby. Yes, gardening is so amazing. And not everyone can say that they, grow their own things or have gone from like a seed to a plant. So, continue to do that, Mr. Thomas. Any other ones that you see that you just may want to try, that from this list? Any?
The only other one I would want to try would be writing.
Okay. And
I
that's
like to
amazing.
read books, and I like to try to write short stories.
Mm-hmm.
I have in the
Yes.
past, I have in the past submitted to Reader's Digest many little short, act, act, many short stories to
Mm-hmm.
Reader's Digest.
Yes. Yes, Miss Thomas. Yeah, I would definitely try that out. Just like, maybe chat with Geraldine about it too, because she likes to, seems like writing is interesting to her as well. But again, you can go any way about it. So you can do pen and paper, you can use your iPad, use an app to write a story or get inspiration. You can take a nature walk or a walk around the town to get inspired, So you can, try to incorporate some other hobbies to help you out with some of the main hobbies or the main things that you like to do. So I hope you like those suggestions, Mr. Thomas.
I do.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I'm getting so inspired by you guys. I hope you all feel the same as well. Okay, so it's now we're going to go into our apps for today. We have time flies by when you're having fun. So we're going to go through these apps together and of course have our overview and discussion. But I think you guys will really, really like these different apps. All right. So first up is the personality type. So please raise your hand if you've heard of the Myers-Briggs personality test before. In Zoom, if you've heard of that test before, please raise your hand in Zoom. So this app, find your personality and discover insights about you with the famous 16 personality types created by Catherine Cook Briggs, Isabel Briggs, Myers, and Carl Jung. I see that hand. Any other folks have heard of the Myers-Briggs personality test? Raise your hand in Zoom, but I saw that one hand. Learn your strengths and weaknesses or what kind of people you work best with or who to avoid with the personality types app. I don't see any other hands. So yes, this is a very, very, very popular personality test that can really share a lot of things about you. So I hope everyone takes advantage of this app to learn more about yourself. And you'll see why we're doing this in just a second. But yes, this is called the Personality Types app. Again, not all these two apps, this app and the coloring book app is on our daily email. The WikiHow app is not. But again, if you go to our daily email, you can check out the apps that we cover and you can tap on them to access them quickly from the app store. Okay. So sorry about that. Let me go ahead and type that in. The personality type. Again, I just went to the app store, hit the search button, and I'm typing in the name or type of app that I would like to download. Okay, so here you go. The personality types is right here at the top right-hand side. And again, you can hit the share button. You can share this with friends and family by hitting the right-hand button, this square with the arrow, and you can mail it, iMessage it, but I'm just going to copy the link and share it with you all in the chat. Okay, so make sure if you haven't already done so to tap on the link to the app here in the chat, and it takes you straight to the page where you can download the app. Okay, so let's open the personality types app. It's very, very, very easy. So look, it says the personality types app allows you to categorize yourself into one of the 16 types to better understand yourself and others. This quiz allows you to discover your type. If you know it already, you can enter it instead. If you already know your Myers-Briggs type, but I'm gonna hit next, and you can discover insights about yourself, including strengths, weaknesses, who you work best with, how to succeed in your career, and relationships. So this is the test. It takes less than 15 minutes, and just choose the answer that best describes you and answer honestly. Okay, so again, please download this app and kind of do your test alongside me, and that way you can also learn more about yourself. And when I did this test, I was very, shocked that many of the things were very true, and I learned a lot. So I hope you all do as well. So let's quickly do this test together. But here are some of the types of questions that they'll ask. I'm not sure if it's in the same order or the same questions for each person in the exact same order, but please go through the questions and you'll see what comes up. Okay, so answer honestly. I think that's the biggest tip I have for this. So again, just going through. Let's see. Going through, again, no answer is wrong. Every person's going to be different, okay? Let's see. Quiet and reserved. This one's an interesting one. I'd rather grow them up kind. Because you could be the smartest person, but if you're not so kind, then so that's just me, right? Let's see. Let's see. Choose the word that describes you better. Let's see. You think with your, that's a good question, right? Just, really makes you think about yourself, right? Let's see. Let's see. Just going through it. It's so fun. Just reading the questions, just, just, it really makes you, again, think about yourself. Let's see. No. Yeah, everyone's answers are going to be different, right? No. Again, there are 36 questions, so it'll take you around 15 minutes to fill them out. Just depends on, how fast you answer the questions. But everyone's going to be different. Let's see. Let's see. And again, don't let maybe one answer affect your other. I would try to go each question kind of independently. So let's see. Then everyone's going to be different, right? Well, everyone's going to be different. So again, I hope you all are downloading and kind of following along and answering these questions yourself as well. Winning a sports game means more than making sure everyone has fun. Ooh, these are great questions to think about. Let's see. The most logical way. Again, everyone's going to be different. Knowing your options open is more important. Yeah, I agree with that. On a project you rather, wow, this is also a great question. Let's see, you describe yourself as, yep, 34 out of 36. Plan, disagree. So there you go. That is my type. I am an ISFJ. So each of these letters mean something, of course. So let me take a screenshot so I can remember that, right? But I can also share it. You see at the top left, you can share your type with others. Wow. I guess when I did that, it made the app crash off. So now I know that. I did not know that. So luckily I did take that screenshot. So, but I could always go to ISFJ. Okay, it says the defender. So if I go to general after you do your test, right? Make sure you just hit continue, okay? General, so protector, overseers, loyal to conventions and traditions, down to earth, caring and minding, and are motivated to accommodate others and shield them from the dangers of life. Regular and grounded. Here's some strengths. So supportive, reliable and patient, enthusiastic. Someone humble and shy. I can say I'm a little humble and I'm a little shy. So hey, nothing wrong with that, right? Overload themselves. I can definitely overload myself sometimes, and that's okay. Um, Function pair. Wow. So again, just learning more relationships, right? So my compliments, mostly other introverted folks as well, but also this extrovert. And look at my opposites. How to attract first date ideas. That's just interesting, right? Career. So look at this, you guys. For me, human resources, technical support, uh, counselor. Hey, that's just just really interesting to see, right? Doesn't usually want to become a manager. Warm, approachable, and great listeners. Wow. Again, some of these are very, very true for me. It's fine. Fine. Let's see. Cooking. I love cooking. I like gardening. I like painting. I like crafts. Famous others. Beyonce. Oh, Queen Elizabeth II, Sherlock Holmes, Anne Hathaway. And look, even some quotes. Love begins at home. It is not how much we do, but how much we love we put into action what we do. Wow, that is certainly a quote that I love, that I definitely stand by. So wow, again, just looking at these different options, you can really learn about yourself and more about different cognitive functions, more about just this test overall. So with this app, I love that. You can learn about the types. You can see what you bookmark. You can retake the test if you want with some of these options here at the bottom. So this is all about, so yeah, all of these different personality types, you can learn about them here. So if you like this app, if you have downloaded it or would like to download it, if you want to learn more about yourself and the types of people that you like to work with, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, I think this is an amazing app, a free app that you can use to learn more about yourself. If you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, please raise your hand in Zoom. Okay. Again, it's so, so important for us to learn about ourselves so we can really help ourselves and make the best decisions for us. So I think even just me doing that test, it really helped me focus on what I should focus on and maybe some things maybe I should not focus on in a way. So thanks so much, you guys. Really appreciate the hands. And I share that app with you guys because, again, we have to learn about ourselves to know what we like and what hobbies we like to do. But here's an example of some hobbies for introverts. So if you happen to be an introverts like doodling, podcast, photography, jewelry, movies, single player sports, meditation, gaming, TV series, herb gardening, Sudoku. So those are some hobbies introverts may like. If you're an extrovert, you may like new friends, traveling, surprises, phone calls, adventures, making plans, full schedules. So, just because I'm introverted doesn't mean I don't like some of the extroverted things. Like, I like phone calls and parties and I happen to like a full schedule sometimes or, some group activities. But I mainly like the hobbies for the introvert section. So everyone's going to be a little different. So thanks so much, you guys. I hope you like this app and some more hobbies you can take advantage of. The next app is a free, of course, all the apps we talk about are free, but this is a free coloring book for adults app. And it's a truly calming and stress relief entertainment for all ages. If you like many things, you can color anything, mandalas, messages, doodles, fashion, homes, animals, more. There's so many different things on this app. Okay, so let's go to the App Store once again. Let me go to coloring book for adults. Again, you can type it in or tap on it when you see it come up. Okay, and look at here, it says coloring book for adults. There are many other ones. We've covered Zen Color many times, very, very popular app. There are, again, some other ones too. This one right here, it says adult coloring book pigment. That one actually looks really fun. Wow, so I would definitely check that out. But this one right here, coloring book for adults. Again, I'm going to copy the link and share it with you all here in the Zoom chat. All right. And again, you tap on it, it takes you straight to the app. Let's open this app together. Make sure you follow any of the prompts. And look, they even give a tutorial of how to color. Tap with one finger to color. You can pinch to zoom in and zoom out. And you can even hold and recolor something if you want to change the color. Okay, so this is what they start you off with, but I can hit the back button right here at the top left to look at other ones. But if you ever want to share a page that you did at the top right, you see the arrow with that line. That's how you can also save the image to your Photos app or share it by mail, etc. But look at the top left. Here's an ad, but I'm going to hit close to get out of the ad. And then I'm going to hit the back once again. Look at that. All of the different ones. My gallery, those are the ones you're working on. So make sure you hit that button to go to all the ones you're working on. But look at all these different options. Snowflakes, Christmas, Easter, doodles, ice cream, coffee, food, fashion, shoes, style. I love stained glass. I think I'm going to do that one for us. But look at all these different options. So look, stained glass. This one is really pretty. So look at that. You have all your colors at the bottom and look, all your shades and hues. Isn't that amazing, right? So maybe I want a beautiful blue background. Maybe I'll make it kind of shaded like this. You know? Yeah. And again, if I hold it, let's see. Yep, if I kind of, let's see, I hold it a little bit with my finger. Or hit it, or I click on it. It did say to hold, but again, I'm just clicking on it, right? Let's see. You can change the color. So again, you can zoom out, zoom in. You can change the color if you want, okay? You can start from any way that you like. Let's see. What color goes with this blue? I think this green, right? So again, you can change the hue, the color. Do this light green one right here. Okay. Again, you can be as creative as you like. So maybe this can be a purple leaf. And this one can be a kind of a green leaf right here. You know, you can really be creative with however you like to go about your pages. So again, as you go through, again, I maybe would do some different colors, but look at that. Again, you're engaging your mind a little bit, but it's very relaxing. And so if I were to keep going, I would maybe fill out all of these. Look at that. I mean, you can, you know, the more simpler, the less time it will take, but each person is going to be, you know, a little different on how they want to approach, you know, this activity, right? So there you go. Again, if you want to save the image, you can hit the share button at the top right, and then make sure you hit allow. So you can, again, save that photo to your Photos app. So this is another coloring app, but it's kind of different because you're filling it in, but not by, as they say, by the numbers, but as you would like to. So you can really make some beautiful creations and have a lot of fun and relaxation with this app. If you like the Coloring Book for Adults app, if you would like to download it, take advantage of it, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, if you like this app, if you want to download it, take advantage of it, or if you're inspired to do more coloring online or in real life with crayons or color pencils or markers, please raise your hand in Zoom. I hope you like this app. All right, and our last app for today is one that we've covered in the past quite a few times, but I think it's very appropriate for our session today is WikiHow. This app gives you over 150,000 how-to guides right in the palm of your hand. You can read or watch step-by-step instructions. You can become the DIY, do-it-yourself master of anything. And you can just, again, learn more about very, very, very many things. So let's go back to the App Store for the last time today, and we're going to go in the search and type in WikiHow. Again, some of our newcomers, this may be the first time you've seen this app. For our seasoned seniors, you may have utilized and loved this app. So I hope you guys get to either rediscover or check something new about this particular app, okay? So let's go into the WikiHow app, all right? And this is the home page. There are again, you can just keep swiping through and you can really see what's on the homepage. At the top left is the menu. So on the menu, very, very important, what's featured. So these are the featured articles, a random article. So look, how to plan a surprise birthday party. Again, I hit random again. How to get ready for bed. How to be grateful. How to love a Libra. How to reset mass airflow sensor. How to make a hay net. How to ombre hair. I mean, there's anything, like how to anything. How to teach articles. How to play solo chess. I mean, look at that. Look at all that. How to play the concertina. Bookmarks, any of the articles you've bookmarked in the past. And then look at this one. It says survival kit. So if you want to learn about animal attacks, CPR and choking, first aid, home emergencies, natural disasters, party emergencies, self-defense. I mean, these are very, very important skills. You never know when you may need to use them, especially like natural disasters. Look at that. How to prepare for a hurricane, how to prepare for a tornado, how to prepare for a wildfire. I mean, this is very pertinent, unfortunately, today. So look at that. Be ready. How to determine your community's ability to respond to a wildfire. Create a safety zone around your house. Wow. Clear all combustibles. So look at that. You can see step-by-steps, methods and instructions on what to do. So like remove debris. And it even gives you like, information. So things, debris under sun decks and porches, anything that are combustible. Cover house vents with wire mesh. Any attic vent, soffit vent, louver, or other opening can allow embers and flaming debris to enter a home and ignite it. Hey, didn't realize that, right? So again, many different methods, and that's how our article works. So if I hit the search right here at the top right, I can search for anything, how to. So look, maybe I was inspired to learn how to fish. How to fish. Look at that, method 1 of 4. So all the methods, all the steps that you need to do to complete this hobby or this task or activity that you want to do. I mean, this app has anything. Please unmute yourself. Maybe share how to blank. What do you want to learn how to do? You can, of course, raise your hand, but you can unmute yourself and share something you would like to learn how to do. Any takers?
I'd like to learn to get more back into the jewelry making. I was making jewelry one time.
Okay, lovely suggestion. Thank you so much, Anne. So here's make jewelry. There are many different ones. So here it goes. I love sterling silver. So here's how to make sterling silver. And of course, there are many different methods. So of course, some more safer than others. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? You can kind of see the process. So that's just one method. Here's a jeweler saw and a buffing machine. So I don't know. It's you can do anything you put your mind to, right?
Yeah.
So even just learning more about it is amazing. Even you can be more specific, right? How to make jewelry at home. There's many options at home. What is this? How to make here making handmade jewelry. So something beautiful like that, right?
Oh,
So
that's pretty. Oh yeah.
so wire cutters, if you need some pliers, pick out specific jewelry, so like charms or some suggestions like buying a jewelry kit. How amazing is that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anne. I really appreciate that.
Oh,
Yvonne,
Alex,
yeah,
you went so
uh-huh.
fast. Where are you typing the how to at? How did you get to how
So
to?
look at so again, look at the whole app. You have the menu at the top left and we have the
Yes.
search at the top right. So that's how you search for different
Search.
items.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. Hey Yvonne, what suggestion would you like to learn how to do?
Yes, I think in the new year, we might want to know how to get along with certain family members and friends. So I heard you say how to love a Libra. My son is a Libra, and I'd like to know how I could, best demonstrate harmony and love for him. And it's it, how to
So
love a Libra.
I think, well, that's a great, yeah, I would definitely look at the WikiHow app and take a look at that. Let's see. this one, how to love children from different relationships. Well, that's not the one that you asked, but that's very pertinent for, for many people. Loving family, how to be loved, how to love your family. I mean, no one could tell you how to do that, but show appreciation with words and actions. So, say it. Say if you really appreciate someone, apologize clearly and honestly when you mess up. Focus on the present instead of getting trapped in the past. Trust each family member as the unique individual they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure, you're a very, very loving person. So, I'm sure you do many of these things already, but it's always good to do a review or,
Yes. Well, sometimes we have our little exchanges that are not always that pleasant, and I just would like to know how I can best, demonstrate how much I love him. He's a Libran.
Here's method 2 from this page, how to handling disagreements and conflict. So it says here, listening to family members and just understanding their perspective. So having empathy and just making sure you're safe. Here it says taking several deep breaths, and if you're having not trouble staying calm, but if you're feeling yourself getting more kind of out there, just I love this. I think all of us need,
Yes.
a reminder sometimes. Of course, we're not all perfect, and if it's been a while since we've had any conflict, we may kind of forget how to go about those things. And I've done that myself, and you learn from it. So,
Yes. Well, thank you. I can go in and explore that.
Oh yeah, you see, there's so many options. So it's just all about checking this app out. Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, how can you look up how to clean your oven without using chemicals that make it difficult for you to breathe?
Ah, that's a good
Like
one.
the easy off stuff, you got to spray it and clean the room.
Yeah. So here you go, Brenda. I love that suggestion. I need to read this one myself. After months of roasting, bacon oven tends to get fairly grimy, built up grease, charred food, etc. So look, remove everything from the oven. This method is using baking soda and vinegar. So it says 3 tablespoons of water, baking soda, spread it over the entire interior, leave the paste to saturate. So leave it for 12 hours and then decleave the oven racks while the inside is working. Use a damp dishcloth and spatula to clear off the paste. So that's just one method here. Wipe out the remaining residue in vinegar with the damp dishcloth. Oh yeah, after soaking or spraying, taking off the paste, that's when you do the white vinegar and water. So it's the baking soda and water first, that paste, and then it's the white vinegar and water solution in a spray bottle. And that's one trick. Here's store-bought cleaners. I like the first one though. It seems you know what you're cleaning your oven with. So I kind of like that one. Method 3. What's method 3? Lemon juice. I've seen this trick before. It does actually work. So juice 2 lemons in a baking dish, fill it 1/3 with water, bake the lemon juice. So you bake it for 30 minutes at 250. And then you can scrape and wipe away the loosened grime. So the lemon juice kind of acts as a degreaser in a way. So that's also another trick too. Here's some tips. Clean oven spills while they're still warm. Yes. Yeah, that's a great tip. Some things you'll need as well. So I love that. You can bookmark this article for later by hitting bookmark at the bottom left, and you can share the article with others by hitting share at the bottom right. So I hope that's helpful, Brenda. I love that suggestion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Yay. Oh, I'm so happy, you guys. I'm smiling because I love all the suggestions. And wasn't that so easy? One app, you can learn how to do anything. I'm always preaching independence and doing things for yourself. But, in this day and age, we have to learn how to do things for ourselves and, be independent, makes us strong and, in control of our lives. So if you ever want to learn how to do something, but you never got around to it, please download the WikiHow app. If you like this app, if you like some of the apps, if you like all the apps today, if you learned something new about hobbies today, if you enjoyed the session today, please raise your hand in Zoom. Again, it was so fun to learn about hobbies. January is National Hobbies Month. So I hope you explore a brand new hobby and enjoy it, and it benefits you in your daily life. You know, all of us have different things that we do on a daily basis. And it's always good to have just one or two hobbies, more if you like, to distract ourselves in a positive way so we can, just get through each day and, kind of get the fruits of our labor. If we work so hard, for our job or for life or our family, for ourselves, we deserve that bit of relaxation. And, we still learn things even while we have fun. So thank you so much, you guys, for your hands. I hope you all enjoyed very, very much. So this is our overview and discussion. What is one new fact that you learned today? What app or apps do you like and would like to try out? What is your favorite hobby? And why do you think it's important for seniors to have hobbies that they enjoy? So please raise your hand if you'd like to answer one of these questions and or to share any general thoughts for today's session. We'd love to hear from a few of you before we end for today. But I really had so much fun learning and creating this session for you all. Even the most simplest thing can have a lot with it. So hobbies are very, very important. Thanks so much, Louise, for joining. Would you like to answer one of these questions or share any general comments?
What are the new facts that I learned today is those hobbies, like I didn't know bird watching was something that you could be doing from inside. Metal detectors and all that. And what app do you like? I like the last one about how to.
Yes, WikiHow. Yeah, how to.
Yes, I like that. And my favorite hobby was sewing and gardening. But with my left arm not working right, I just can't do the sewing, but I still plant stuff. I had a 5-pound butternut squash this summer. I was so excited. I didn't realize it was so big. So I reaped something from my labor. And now I'm planting scallion, what do you call it? Spring onion.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, I have a few pots of that going, and they're having long, maybe 6 to 8 inches already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I thought this was very interesting.
Thank you so much, Miss Louise. You can do anything you put your mind to, okay? Yeah. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do, but what is, what is most best for you. So just keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Sorry about that, you guys. All right. Thank you so much, Louise. Next up is Geraldine. I think we'll take one more after that.
Well, I like the Myers-Briggs personality test. I think it's good to know yourself and to know what makes you do the things you do. And if you take that test, you'll learn more about yourself. And then when you know about yourself, you can, that helps you get along better with others too. That's what I think.
Yes. Did you see mine, Geraldine? Did you? What
yes. Yeah, I saw yours. You are an introvert in some things. Yeah. Yeah, I saw yours.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, just to actually see a test. So I hope you get to do yours as well, Geraldine, and to just see what's going on, so you can,
Yeah, learn yourself, know yourself better.
Thank you so much, Geraldine, for sharing. I hope you enjoyed the session today.
That did.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much. I really wanted to cover the material today. I hope it really helped you out, personally, mentally, physically, emotionally, and inspired you to, in fact, get a new hobby or explore a past hobby, or just continuing or building on the current hobby that you have. So thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you all attendance and participation. And at 12 o'clock, trip to the Burj Khalifa to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I mean, I am very, very, very Yeah, looking forward to that session. I will see you all at 12 and 1:30 today. Hope you get to take advantage of the apps and enjoy the rest of your morning. Have a good day, you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So
Alex.
Thank you.
fun.
Have
Alex.
a good
Thank
day.
Thank
Alex.
you.
Yeah,
Soon. Hope you
Thank
learned a lot today,
you.
you
yeah,
guys.
I
We
did
did.
learn.
I
Thank-
learned a lot.
Very
Thank
informative. Thank you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank
Take
you.
advantage. Good luck with everyone's hobbies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. If I find something valuable, I'll let you know.
Yeah, see you all soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.